guys. It sounded like, I didn't cast that match specifically, but it definitely sounded like you guys had a really good chance to be here today. Unfortunately, just missed it. So at least it sounds like you're in good spirits, though, to be here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you can argue that we fell apart or we got outplayed, either or, whatever approach you want to go with. But in the end, we challenged SG, and we had a rough start in HoN Tour, so that only means better things to come. So.
Yeah. Definitely. So, looking forward to seeing how you guys progress. But with that said, we are down to 3 teams. Of course, we got these 2 teams here. Team USA taking on Stay Green. And Lion Esports Club, they're awaiting in the grand finals. They've been looking really good this cycle, deserving to be there. And it's going to be a lot of fun seeing who they end up playing in the grand finals. But, Sender, we got this matchup to talk about. Team USA against Stay Green. Stay Green, they've been struggling lately. There's no doubt about that. Here in cycle number 3, they've lost, 4 games, 5 games in total even. Yeah, they've lost 5 games in total, including the one that they lost to you guys in your series. So something's a little bit odd. Do you think it's just teams as a whole are getting better, or is Stay Green kind of a little bit off this cycle?
I think they're a little bit off, but I think most of it is drafting. Like the first 2 cycles, Kyle said it himself, they had a huge drafting advantage coming into almost every single game they played. Now people are kindly starting to catch on to what's good, and until, let's say, Stay Green maybe finds the next best thing that's really working for them, or maybe until they step up their game a bit, the games will be a lot more even.
Yeah, so, it's I'm not going to lie, as a spectator, it's good to see. I mean, because the last year you won, honestly, just one team to be absolutely dominant throughout the whole season. Not that I expected that to happen, but Stay Green's a great team, deservedly so, of their results, but it is good to see, other teams definitely stepping up. And but with that said, I mean, Stay Green still has a chance to win this cycle. Let's not forget that. I mean, again, they're 1 of 3 teams remaining. Sure, they're in the losers bracket, but they could by all means still win it all. Anyway, Sender, we got this match to talk about. We have Team USA that they're playing against. By the way, real quickly, Team USA is using their 5-man roster, their main 5 once again. Riser is back today. Yesterday they were using Leon Black, but it looks like Riser's back today, good to go. So that is good to see for them, and I'm sure they're happy for that. But we're already well into the draft. Let's talk about the bands. First, we got Lodestone, Scout, Engineer, and Prisoner. Where did this Prisoner come from, Sender? What are your thoughts on Prisoner?
A small factor was the nerf on Pebbles Deadwood, and the biggest thing really was just people realizing how good this hero is, and it took a little bit of time, but I think it was the cycle, or this cycle last weekend, that's when people started to really realize how strong this hero was, and then coinciding with the nerfs on Pebbles and Deadwood, it just pushed it over the top.
Yeah, that's what I've always. That's what I've been. Whenever that's been brought up, that's something that's hit me as well. I really think it has a lot to do with exactly those Pebbles and Deadwood nerfs. Definitely, kind of really open the doors. You could even say to a hero like Prisoner. It's like, okay, well, let's try him. Let's really try him now. And the thing with Prisoner too, it's like, sure, his shackle's great, and his pulling, but honestly, I think his skill set definitely goes all the way through pretty much the late game stage. Obviously, with his passive, he could be a really hard hitter. So it seems like teams are definitely being aware of that. And again, he's basically a go-to ban hero nowadays, as far as the first 4 bans come out. So. No different right here, but picks. Let's look at these picks. Warbeast, the first pick coming out. We have the Tempest Response, Keeper of the Force coming out by Team USA. Then we have the Pebbles, and then the Master of Arms final pick. But Warbeast, the first pick here, Sender.
Yeah, the thing is about this Prisoner, like no one wanting to deal with it now, that opens the door for Warbeast, a hero that I don't think I've seen in competitive, like in a top tier competitive game for like the last cycle or 2.
Yeah.
This hero's been banned out in nearly every game, and there's a reason. This hero is incredibly strong. He usually does pretty well in the long lane. He gives you a pretty heavy advantage in your middle and short lane at the same time too, and even helps you in the jungle if you have if you have like Tempest or Ophelia, if you just time those really well with the war cries and the summoning.
Yeah, well, it does line up that this means it will be a Keeper of the Force jungle. So you think that's a necessary sacrifice though that Team USA has to make here? Are you fine with the Keeper jungle?
I don't really like the Keeper pick here. I would have preferred to see the Ophelia pick. Give them Tempest Keeper. The thing is, I guess Team USA is just not comfortable playing versus Tempest Keeper. But the thing is, they kind of weaken their own lineup just because they're too afraid or just don't want to deal with the Tempest Keeper lineup. Like they made their lineup worse by doing this, and I'm never a fan of doing that. I should always think just get the best lineup you can get.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but again, it most likely looks like it's going to be that keeper jungle, so we'll see how that works out for him. But again, having that War Beast buff will at least help keep keeper a little bit, enhance his farm in that jungle, sure. So, that'll at least be a good thing, at least ideally here for Team USA. Again, the Master of Arms final pick. Bubbles was the final pick over there for Stay Green. You look at the bans, Pyromancer, Ophelia, Luna, Demented, Wretched Hag, and Fade. But look at that pick coming out by Team USA. Pandemonium coming out. It's been a while since we've seen Panda.
Yeah, we haven't. They did buff him a little bit. You can't. It's hard. You can't tablet his ultimate. You can't push him away. So that's a relatively big buff. But I think the biggest thing here is they just wanted to defeat the Pebbles lane. If you look at the heroes they picked, they have 2 heroes with minus armor. Put Warcry on top of that, they're gonna be hurting this Pebbles really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. That's definitely a good point. Actually, yeah, wow. Master of Arms Pandemonium, after that change happened, I know back when Absolute Legends actually was still around, I know that combination, Cookies definitely led Pandemonium. They actually ran that Master Panda combo quite a bit, and it definitely wrecked, in that middle lane matchup, as he stated, against Pebbles, who already has that low armor, base armor to start. It's definitely something to keep an eye out for when it comes down to that matchup. So Torture is the next pickup coming up here for Stay Green. So Stay Green, I mean, they got a lot of synergy working over here as far as AoE synergy goes. You think that's going to be a support Torture?
Yeah, they're gonna last pick Wild Soul. I'm pretty sure they're gonna put Pebbles towards short lane, and they're gonna Wild Soul mid. Pretty confident.
Oh, well, we know what Team USA is going for.
Yeah, they're running the push. Balfagor with Warbeast is pretty strong.
Yeah.
And I guess this came to mind later as the draft went on. Riser is probably the best keeper jungler in the game. He gets the fastest levels on a hero out of any player who plays it, and I can say that pretty safely.
Well, and again, especially with the War Beast buff on top of that. So his farm will not be, I'm sure it'll be decent, especially with the Stella lineup too. I mean, with the Balfour final pick, again, it's pretty obvious what Team USA is going for. So now Stay Green, I'm sure that kind of maybe not necessarily caught them off guard, but I don't think we're going to see Wild Soul anymore.
No, we definitely won't, probably. I don't think they want to put Pebbles toward mid, because their lane's just going to lose unless they outplay their opponents with their jungle or it's just a 2v2 lane.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to try to find something they can put middle, yet scale well with their lineup into the late game.
Well, Z-Freak wants the Legionnaire.
I don't think we're going to see the Legionnaire. Have to decide. Alright, so they're going to man up mid. It's kind of a losing lane, but I guess they just have to at this point. They needed a hero that fits, and Wild Soul just would not fit against the Legion lineup.
Yeah. So Corrupted Disciple, again, he has decent creep clearing with that Electric Tide. It's no doubt that was definitely put into thought when it came down to it. But yeah, so they're gonna most likely still run that what you would expect. I mean, Bubble Suicide, Torture, Pebbles middle, Corrupted short, and Tempest in his own jungle. But Team USA, again, that is a dangerous lineup over there as far as push is concerned. It's a matter of will they be able to execute that correctly. So what will be the game plan here though for Stay Green? Are they gonna need to look to gank early on? I mean, play aggressive early on, or what?
If they can snowball from their lanes, and this is an if, it's a possibility. Why does Torture have counter wards? So it looks like they want to camp block Keeper, because Keeper is one of those heroes that if you block his middle camp, that actually shuts him down really hard. Whereas Tempest, you block that middle camp, yeah, it hurts him, but it's not the end all be all. But then again, look at Minot's items. He has a health potion, so it looks like they want to go underneath the push by TT or Team USA. They want to play aggressive. They want to not give them their free farm. They want to contest the early farm, even if it means weakening their own farm.
Interesting strategy here. You see, one of the Hellhounds going to be taken over by the Elementals right there from Tempest. See another animated tree. So a lot of minions here on the Legion side. That's definitely a given between Balfgor, Warbeast, and Keeper of the Forest. So there's going to be plenty of those wandering around the map, doing pulls, scouting things out, and, well, just pushing towers, of course. So, as you said, it looks like the blocks are going to be coming out here. There's a Rev Ward place at that camp. You got the Wardicide at this pole camp. Not going to block another camp just yet, but
maybe I'm wrong.
So far.
I'm just a little confused on mine. That's the health potion then.
That is a little interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Rare to see a health potion.
Maybe it's because, he knows he's gonna force Keeper into his own jungle by spawn blocking. So then it's just well, I think I'll need this anyway, so I might as well just get it. So.
You see, they blocked the yellow camp as well right here. Z-Freak places that water site. So you agree with the 3 camps that they decided to block?
Yeah, this is a good I like their 3 camps. They could have done it like another, like, say, block the middle camp and then block like this 2 of the side camps instead. But I think these are camps that maybe Riser's not prepared to counter ward, so and it'll get the job done just as well. So it doesn't really matter in the end, or maybe it's better than what it could have been.
Okay.
But
Yep. So go ahead.
so they did dodge mid. They did put bubbles mid, which, like I said, would have been a pretty hard lane to beat with their Pebbles Twart versus the minus armor.
Yeah.
And they don't want to give AlphaGo early farm.
Well, you see how Team USA is going to respond right here. Peter Pandamo, Master of Arms, going to head towards the bottom lane. So, again, it's definitely more ideal matchup, but could you still see this being a problem for this Pebbles Torch, or should this actually work out pretty well for them, you think?
I'm not sure. I think they'll farm better than they would have in the middle lane.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they are in the long lane, so they can get run down by Balfour minions. So basically, they just can't mess up. But yes, Pebbles should farm better if they play their lane correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see how Swinamelons is able to perform here on that Pebbles. Speaking of those nerfs that happened, I mean, Pebbles, Deadwood, as you mentioned, obviously Lodestone got a nerf, and then Scout as well on top of that in that recent patch. It seems like they're working towards toning down some burst damage here on several heroes. You agree with that route that's been going on?
I mean, I am involved with the balance calls with S2 games, and they've gone with the direction. Us competitors think, yes, there is too much burst damage in HoN, but we think they might be going a little bit too gung-ho with it. Like, we think there's a few other things like they could have done first, but we're still trying to maybe get our thoughts into the game. And
yeah.
But there's nothing like wrong with this Pebbles change per se. It's not like what we would have wanted.
Okay. I mean, I will say Pebbles is still a very viable hero.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess from that perspective, it's by all means, just fine. But what would you wanted to see?
Our biggest issue is the hatchet, just how it functions in HoN. We think it's just too strong on melee heroes, and we think that's the reason why this hero is so strong in the current metagame, and even in the public scene, where it's just so easy to kill creeps. You get your farm, and then you just go with it. If you take this hatchet away, then that means you have to put Pebbles in the short lane, or he's not going to get that 12-minute blink dagger every game.
Yeah.
Or when I say take it away, I mean make it weaker. Or if you make it like not good enough that they can't even get it, that means they're not getting a farm in lane.
Yeah.
But so anyways, they've chosen a direction. You just gotta make the most out of it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where it ends up. Obviously down the line, definitely give it some time. But
all right, let's get it on.
All right, so we are going to be coming out of the pause here. So as we were stating, with this Pebbles, going to be at the bottom lane. Obviously, Master of Arms making that adjustment. So we'll see how that phases for him. We still expect Pebbles to maybe have at least some decent farm, but obviously keep an eye on those numbers. So this means Pandemonium will be left to 1v1 versus Bubbles. You think that'll actually hinder him quite a bit here, or will he just be fine?
With Warcry, I think he'll just be fine. Limp is an insane laner. I personally, I don't really know how this matchup goes, but I think with Warcry, he might even win it. Yeah, I don't know. He'll probably farm. Bubbles will probably farm. I don't think any kills will happen unless there's ganks involved.
Yeah. Obviously, speaking of that, Tempest, Minot's playing that Tempest right here. He is good chance to possibly set up some ganks, so we'll see if that comes through here. On to Pandemonium, if he maybe overextends a little bit. I mean, right now kind of playing that uphill, but obviously still very early on, so not too concerned. As far as that creep farm is breaking down, you got 4-1 Pandemonium versus 6-2 Bubbles currently, so it is a slight advantage for Bubbles. Look, there's a health potion right here at the tower, so I'm guessing, yeah, Tempest just dropped that off. So whether it was a strategy change or something, but it looks like he's just going to give it off to Bubbles here in that middle lane, so kind of answers where the health potion went, I guess.
Oh, maybe it was on Tempest because they weren't sure like what hero they wanted on. Did they want it on T? Did they want it on Bubbles? Yeah. Or maybe they just wanted it on Tempest if Keeper went into their own woods. So maybe that's the thoughts of SG and their reasoning. But the biggest thing in this game is that Minot is on 4 camps, and he should get level 6 by 4:30 into the game. Maybe faster, maybe a little bit slower, but I would expect him get the Tempest ultimate, TP bottom, set up a double kill. That's the thing Team USA should look out for. That's probably the first play that Minot makes.
Oh, wow. Speaking of Team USA, Pebbles getting gone up, but actually good stunts coming out. Balfour going to be stopped, and that'll be the end of that, but Balfour Master of Arms showing that they could actually put out some decent damage right here, so obviously Pebbles and Torch need to worry about that, but as you're stating, get Tempest, that level 6 here in the near future, and then set up a double tap kill perhaps would be ideal, so we'll see If Minutz accomplishes that, he's definitely one of the best junglers in the world, I think it's safe to say, so it's a good mindset when it comes to that. Top lane center. We really haven't talked about this one just yet, but how's that one going? Corrupted Disciple 14-8, Warbeast 8-0. So, as you probably would expect, Chessie on Corrupted Disciple is having the better time, but levels, Warbeast is level 4, so, you know, not the worst thing in the world. Look at this conduit damage, though. Oh no, this is going to actually be a kill on Warbeast. One more auto attack, Electric Tide. No, there's the auto attack, there's the Electric Tide. Bloodlust kill coming out for Corrupted Disciple. That is big. That's big up there.
Yeah, it's just a really rough lane for Zai, and I think at this point you should just take the creeps and manipulate the creep waves and not really deal in the lane. Just get what farm you can and just, you know, get what he can and not die anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, quick point on that. Once again, dumbass hero, that is Zai, so no one has quite the troll. Fun guy right there. I believe he's still 15 years old. I think that guy's been 15 years old for a good 3 years.
He's not unaging. But in this middle lane, Limp is dominating. He has double the creep score of B-Kid.
Oh, wow, yeah. Having a pretty good time. He was also playing pretty aggressive right there, and he's getting close to level 6, I'm sure, as well. So you can see Pandemonium. He is playing pretty passive. He only has one more bottle charge left. So if Bubbles hits level 6 here, he did go the one level to take cover, so it won't be as much damage from the Song of the Sea. But I could definitely see him picking up a kill. Speaking of Tempest, this is what you're talking about, Sender. Tempest, oh, never mind. Wow, I thought I saw him down here for a second. He hits level 6, so actually he's
but
just
he is level 6.
We'll see if he eventually heads over. But Pebbles and Torture, they are roaming themselves currently. They're trying to maybe harass or Keeper the Force in the end, but they're going to end up falling back, so not too much else.
I think they're lane swapping.
Okay. Yeah, they are, it looks like. Okay.
Yeah, they just can't farm down there anymore. It's too dangerous. Pebbles is on 250 GPM, which is maybe a little bit better, a little bit worse than what you would have expected it to have been in this 2v2 matchup mid that would have been against their favor. So in the end, they didn't do too poorly. No one's like what? BK has poor farm. Tralf is doing okay, the same as Swindle Melons. Limp is doing really good, so their lanes did work out for them in the end.
Yeah. Well, here comes the push. 5.5 minutes into the game, and they're going to most likely lose this bottom tower. You see Bubbles and Torture. They're going to go for a deny attempt here. We'll see how good Team USA is at boxing out. Careful going to be. It's actually Balfgor dropping points coming in. This could be pretty good for Stake Green, actually. Balfgor dropping low. He's not level 6 yet. Down goes Balfgor. Down goes Master of Arms. The tower is not in deny range just yet, so it even will stay alive on top of that. Double tap for Stake Green. So look at that. The response comes out. Team USA figured it was going to be a free tower kill. Stake Green said, nope, we're going to defend this tower.
And then when that push occurred, it just dawned on me that actually the reason why they put Bubbles mid. It's because they wanted Bubbles to get to the fast level 6 for the first push. They wanted him not to be under-leveled, under-farmed, because, you know, Bubbles versus Balfgor is a pretty big mismatch.
Yeah.
Oh, middle lane, I guess Beacon will be fine.
Yeah.
But
away right there. But yeah, that makes a lot of, I mean, it pretty much happened right on cue too. The timing was perfect. He hit level 6, he rotated to the bottom lane. He was literally running into the lane as they were pushing up, and they kind of attacked him a little bit, but yeah, completely turned around. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Tempest coming in with Bubbles right here. Master Arms in a lot of trouble. Balfgor, though, he's staying away. He knows he has an ultimate. There's our Tempest ultimate that catches Keeper as well. Will they be able to pick up kills? I don't think so. No Kelpfield on Bubbles, and actually Tempest is going to end up falling, and now Bubbles will have to shell surf away in the end, most likely. No, could have kind of stand his ground, but yeah, good idea, but Bubbles just didn't have the cooldowns right there to assist for another kill. So, good kill and a Tempest right there, at least coming out for Team USA.
Oh wow, Chessie's huge after that first push. He's at 460 gold per minute. I didn't even notice this.
Yeah.
Got a lot of kills there.
Yeah, he was upwards of 500 even right after that, so he is having a very good time. Yeah, wow, he is 3-0-0, holy crap. Obviously, he got that bloodlust kill on top of it. Got his Energizer finish with the Steam Boots. So, I mean, is it safe to say? I mean, Team USA almost, they're in a pretty tough spot all of a sudden because, again, this is a team built around that early push. I mean, definitely can recover, sure, but that's not the route you want to be going. So, is Stake, well, actually, hold on, I thought we just see in the middle lane, Stake Green. Pebble's going to be going down right there as Pandemonium and Master of Arms. Again, that strong combination comes through as they take out Pebbles, and now going to try to push this middle lane. But is Team USA in a pretty difficult spot, do you think?
I was going to say that they couldn't team fight, and their lineup kind of requires them to team fight to get their items they need to take this into the late game. But you know, picks like that is exactly what they need to stabilized. If they can just get some more free kills and then get the gold they need back on their heroes to start team fighting again, they should be okay. But yes, they are in the I don't know what the worst spot right now than Stay Green is.
Yeah.
But it is definitely recoverable. It's not by no means.
Again, it's still definitely early on in the game, so time again. Maybe not where Team USA wanted to be at this point in time, but at the same time, yeah, definitely recoverable. 8.5 minutes in, it is a 3,500 gold lead, as well as a 2,400 experience lead here in favor of the Hellborn team. Corrupted Disciple continuing to just get more and more farm. Valvecore bottom lane, nope, he's fine. Just taking a little bit of harassment there from Bubbles, it looks like. So, Beacon on Pandemonium, he's farming about 200 gold per minute here. So, again, he's just trying to basically make do in the middle lane. And Balfour is actually getting close to finishing that Helm of the Black Legion, it looks like. He does have the Beastar. He has another 1,000 gold saved up. So, he actually has enough gold to finish it if he was going to at this point. So, maybe going to be going for boots for something else instead, but...
he just probably doesn't want to use the couriers, and it's not even at home right now.
That's true. Keep that so others can use it
middle lane,
now,
Tempest going in with the Striders.
Yeah, Pandemonium's in a lot of trouble right here. He is probably going to end up falling. Can he cannonball away? No, he cannot. That was actually a little closer than I expected. But in the end, Pandemonium does fall. So level 9 Tempest, man, that's another thing. That's definitely working out very well for Stay Green right here. Minot's already level 9. So is Corrupted Disciple. And they are now going to push this middle lane in themselves. Master of Arms actually gets caught in the background. Peter Pandam will fall. And Stay Green looking even much better now after those 2 kills, because this is probably going to be a tower kill on top of that. Team USA, it is starting to get to that dangerous point now. I mean, a couple minutes ago we just talked about it. I was like, okay, definitely still recoverable, but a couple kills there, another tower's going to fall, and this lead is actually going to be pretty big here now for Stay Green. If they get the tower kill, that is. It's going to be close, actually. Defense is coming in. It will be taken out. Give it the force. Going to Torture and Trouble as well as Pebbles. The Tempest ultimate, though, pulls him in. Pebbles with the combo. They are not going to go for kills, though. Tempest now going to try to run away. Pandemonium hits the kind of stun, though, and he will end up falling. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Balfagor ends up going down to a solo Corrupted Disciple. So while that was going on, no, it looks like Bubbles actually was killed first, so it ends up being a 1-for-1 down there at the bottom lane. So I guess numbers exchanging, actually. Not the worst for Team USA. And they are going to counter push. Well, what happened, Older Sender?
I think Stay Green just thought they had a free tower kill. They kind of abandoned the tower a little early. Oh, looks like Chesty might go in with this Invisor and Pebbles combo.
Yeah.
No. Oh wow, it's kind of ballsy.
Gets the tower kill right there. What the heck? Oh no, my computer just froze. No! My game just froze. This has happened once before. What is going on?
Anyways, Stay Green left middle too early, and Team USA just went for it, and they caught him off guard. So the trade really wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. It's only a 3,000 gold lead, 3,000 experience lead, which it was looking to be a little bit bigger, but Team USA did pull that a little bit in their favor.
Yeah. Alright, let me restart right here. Hopefully not missing on too much. So that middle tower did fall, right, in favor of the Legion team?
It did fall. No, that tower did die. But the game's progressing slowly right now. I think Stay Green just wants to get their next core items up. They want to get the Astrolabe on Tempest. They want to... I'm pretty sure that's just what they're waiting for. They're waiting for the Elemental Void cooldown, Astrolabe. But it looks like they're grouping up. They think this tower's free top.
How about that, though? 2 Tempest ultimates, and unfortunately, no kills coming out of it for Tempest so far. They've been good ones, but it's just that the damage hasn't really been there to be able to get the kills in the end. So that's definitely been unfortunate for Minuts. As good as a Tempest game he's had so far. A couple of ultimates.
In the middle lane, they would have lost Pebbles and probably another hero. So basically, they traded their Tempest and a cooldown for 2 heroes, which is a good trade. Like, you need your Pebbles to not die at this stage of the game, especially with the bad start he's had. And in the bottom lane, that was... He just thought he had the damage, and he just didn't. That was probably just a poor decision on his part, but, you know, that happens to everybody.
Yeah. Abyssal Skull finish on Warbeast here as I am able to reconnect now, and it seems like Team USA is starting to build up that momentum now. They are going to be grouping up here at the bottom lane again. They're getting some decent items here.
You mean top lane?
The Abyssal Skull. Did I say bottom? Yeah, top lane.
I think Astrolabe's on the courier for Keeper. It is.
Okay.
Alright, so they got 3 of the core items up they needed. Maybe that'll make a difference in this team fight. They definitely need to wait for that Astrolabe. They do not want to play without it. That's a 1k HP swing.
Yeah. It's being delivered right there. Yep, there you go. So Keeper the Force has that now. And they will be able to use that in terms of this push. So the Hellborn team, look at Stay Green, though. All of them are here. They are ready to play. Firebrand already equipped inside the hologram. Oh, Pandemonium off to this side. He got completely caught out. And now it's going to be numbers advantage in favor of the Hellborn team. Not the way you want to start if you're Team USA right here. Bubble's going to come and get Scuffle and a couple of heroes right there. Master Arm's definitely in trouble. Keeper Root coming out. Valvecore in the background. He's running back in. He's ready for the Hell on Earth. It wasn't 80 charges, though, so not as much damage coming out. Tempest Ultimate locking down a couple, including Warbeast. Warbeast in ulti form, completely locked down. He's going to end up falling. Keeper of the Force already rooting. He's dropping quickly. He goes down. Corrupted Disciples doing so much damage here with that overload up the conduit charges. He's now looking to take out Balfagor. They do lose Torture, but I think Stay Green is just fine with that. And it looks like Balfagor is also going to fall. It ends up being a genocide in favor of Stay Green. That was Pandemonium just got picked off at the beginning, and all hell broke loose.
Yeah, I think they just lacked the damage, they lacked the lockdown, and if Panda had been there, maybe just got like a spell or two off, it might have been different, but I think he got picked off by an Invis. He was Invis, and there was a sentry down, and that's what killed him.
Yeah.
So, just Team USA just didn't have quite have the damage. What was looking to be not too bad of an engagement after 45, considering.
Mm-hmm. So once again, I mean, you cannot, you also can't lose big exchanges like that, especially when you have a makeup like Team USA does. So all of a sudden, 8,300 gold deficit, 10,000 plus experience lead in favor of the Hellborn team. And again, look at Corrupted Disciple. Chessie's already 1,500 gold more saved up after the Firebrand finish right here. Now the top tower is eventually going to be pushed, so that shows you just how quickly this team can kind of recover, get back together, and push it in. Now definitely a bit of that has to do with their lack of levels, as they resurrected really quickly already. So they're going to keep this going, it looks like. And I guess if you're Team USA, do you really have much of an option here? You kind of just need to turn the pressure on, you think?
I think they're too far behind and they know it, and they're just gonna go for like one last team fight and hope it works and they get some recovery. Because if they don't, they're just gonna. Pebbles has his blink dagger from that fight, and they'll just get out map controlled at that point.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna get pushed back initially. Pebbles with that invis. He's gonna find somebody. He's gonna find somebody for an easy kill. There's the opening he was looking for. Here comes a follow-up. So I'm gonna see Kelfo gonna be used as well. Pandemonium. He's gonna end up dropping right off the back. Keeper of the Force also goes down. You see Balfagor up to the side. Everyone's surrounding him though. Shralfy playing Balfagor. He's gonna end up falling. Gets the 80 plus charge ultimate. Doesn't matter. Vote to concede comes out, and what pretty much is a 15-minute concede victory in favor of Stay Green. Talk about making a statement right there. So. Yeah, I mean, you got to credit to Stay Green right there. As far as the laning phase went, I mean, it definitely took a little bit to understand completely what was going on, but the laning phase definitely worked out for them. They set the aggressive dual lane bottom. They made the adjustment eventually, got early levels on Bubbles, and it was there at that bottom lane. I mean, that no doubt set the tone for the game, I think it's safe to say, where they pushed the bottom lane and Bubbles comes over there at level 6, and they completely turn it around, and they end up saving the tower, so. And then just from there on out, just obviously Stay Green continued to play well. So anything else stood out to you about that game?
You saw the team fights. Team USA had the damage. They just they were behind and they just didn't quite execute, or maybe they got outplayed a bit. I think the times they didn't execute was mostly just Stay Green making good plays.
Yeah.
So if they just got a little outplayed. Stay Green was really prepared in this game. You saw how the lanes played out, like you said, and everything really was just going how they wanted it to go. Maybe like the lanes were farming even, but they were okay with that because they got their levels up on the bubble so they could take the early team fights.
Mm-hmm. So Team USA tries to catch them off guard a little bit with a heavy push strategy, and obviously Stay Green, they run it themselves several times, and they know how to handle it apparently. That was just a great adjustment by Stay Green and very well played on their part. So obviously making a big statement there in game number 1 as they take on Team USA and basically what was a 15-minute concede in their favor. So game number 1 goes to Stay Green. I'm sure game number 2 going to be coming up very shortly right here. So ladies and gentlemen, as always, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We got game number 2 coming up. Stay Green taking on Team USA. This is for the losers bracket